flipping through the newspapers, switching through multiple news channels, exploring different websites and online mediums for relevant news? Keeping up to date with important news is not only time-consuming but also requires meticulous upkeep of notes for thorough revision. With a limited period in hand and abundant resources to study from, do not let current affairs come in the way of your prelims success. Join the PT 365 program by Vision IAS and advance in your preparation for current affairs. Starting on 9th January at 5 p.m., this 20-day course offers comprehensive coverage of 1 year of current affairs in 60 hours. Join for improved knowledge with complete coverage of The Hindu, Indian Express, PIB, Economic Times, Yojana, Economic Survey, etc. Doubt-clearing sessions and mentoring for thorough knowledge. Access to Sandhan personalized test with 25,000 plus questions. Access to live and online classes for flexibility in timing. It's time to devote your energy to smart learning and not running. Enroll today and excel in UPSC prelims with a strong command of current affairs.
Hello and welcome to this edition of News Today. Without delay, let's have a look at the headlines first. UNESCO released a report titled Languages Matter: Global Guidance on Multilingual Education. Indian Prime Minister handed over Overseas Citizen of India card to Mauritius counterpart. Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025 introduced in Lok Sabha. World Intellectual Property Organization highlighted surge in intellectual property filings in India. World Health Organization announces new collaborating center on AI for health governance. Indian telecom companies Airtel and Jio Inc. pact with SpaceX to bring Starlink satellite internet services to India. In our first news for the day, UNESCO has released a compelling new report titled Languages Matter: Global Guidance on Multilingual Education, a milestone published to mark the 25th anniversary of International Mother Language Day, celebrated on February 21st. This report honors a quarter-century of relentless efforts to protect and promote the use of mother languages worldwide. Let's break down the key findings. The report reveals that nearly 40% of the global population lacks access to education in a language they speak or understand. Alarmingly, in some low and middle-income countries, this figure skyrockets to 90%. India, with its rich linguistic diversity, holds the 4th position among the top 10 countries with the most spoken languages, a testament to the nation's vibrant multilingual fabric. Now, what exactly is multilingual education? According to UNESCO, multilingual education, or MLE, involves the use of at least 3 languages: the mother tongue, a regional or national language, and an international language within the education system. Interestingly, India's New Education Policy 2020 aligns with this vision by promoting the 3-language formula. UNESCO's World Atlas of Languages adds to this insight, estimating a staggering 8,324 languages spoken or signed across the globe. But why does MLE matter? Multilingual education plays a vital role in improving learning outcomes by facilitating the acquisition of additional languages, nurturing socio-emotional development and boosting performances across other subjects. It enhances access and inclusion by expanding educational opportunities and promoting the inclusion of marginalized learners. Moreover, MLE supports sustainable development by preserving cultural diversity, improving social inclusion, and fostering peace, contributing to a more equitable and harmonious society. However, the road to successful multilingual education is not without hurdles. The report highlights key challenges, starting with resource constraints. A shortage of trained teachers and multilingual learning and teaching materials being the most pressing. Additionally, policy opposition remains a major barrier, especially from those who prioritize national or international languages over local dialects. Historical factors, often rooted in colonial legacies, further complicate the situation. But it's not all bleak. UNESCO offers a set of clear, actionable recommendations to address these challenges. The report calls for the development of culturally responsive, contextually appropriate learning materials in learners' native languages. It also stresses the importance of integrating strong monitoring and evaluation systems to ensure progress. Furthermore, UNESCO suggests conducting a thorough situational analysis of socio-linguistic and educational contexts to guide effective policy design. In summary, UNESCO's latest report is a wake-up call to prioritize language inclusivity in education, a vital step to empower communities, preserve cultural heritage, and ensure no learner is left behind. In a significant move, the Indian Prime Minister handed over the Overseas Citizen of India or OCI card to his Mauritius counterpart. This follows the extension of OCI cards earlier in 2024 to the seventh generation of the Indian diaspora in Mauritius, a move highlighting India's enduring culture and historical bonds with the island nation. Now, let's understand what the OCI card scheme is all about. It was first introduced in 2005 by amending the Citizenship Act 1955. A major update came in 2015 when the Person of Indian Origin or PIO card scheme was merged with it, automatically converting all PIO card holders to OCI status. As for who's eligible, the OCI card is available to individuals who were citizens of India at the time of or any time after January 26, 1950. It also covers those eligible to become Indian citizens on January 26, 1950, or those belong to a territory that became part of India after 15th August 1947. However, not everyone qualifies. Anyone whose parents or grandparents were citizens of Pakistan, Bangladesh, or any other country specified by the Indian government is not eligible. So, what are the perks of holding an OCI card? Well, card holders enjoy a multiple entry, multi-purpose lifelong visa to visit India, making travel easy and convenient. They are also exempt from reporting to police authorities, no matter how long they stay. Plus, OCI holders get the same treatment as non-resident Indians or NRIs in financial, economic, and educational matters, though they can't acquire agricultural or plantation properties. OCI card holders, despite enjoying various benefits, have notable restrictions. They do not possess political rights, meaning they cannot vote in Indian elections. Additionally, they are ineligible to become members of the Legislative Assembly, Parliament, or hold any constitutional office. Furthermore, they require a Protected Area Permit or PAP to visit areas categorized as protected or restricted, adding another layer of limitation to their movement within such regions. In summary, this handover of the OCI card to the Mauritius Prime Minister symbolizes more than a diplomatic gesture. It reaffirms India's deep-rooted ties with its global diaspora and strengthens the bridge between generations, cultures, and nations. In a significant development, the Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025 has been introduced in the Lok Sabha. The bill aims to streamline various services related to immigration and foreigners, including their entry, exit, and stay in the country. Notably, the bill repeals 4 existing laws: the Foreigners Act of 1946, the Passport Entry into India Act of 1920, the Registration of Foreigners Act of 1939, and the Immigration Careers Liability Act of 2000, all of which govern immigration and foreigner services. Interestingly, 3 of these laws were enacted during the pre-Constitution era amidst the extraordinary times of World Wars I and II. Let's now take a closer look at the key provisions of this bill first. First, it sets grounds for denying entry or stay where foreigners can be denied entry if they are deemed a threat to national security, sovereignty, public health, or foreign relations. In such cases, decisions made by immigration officers will be final and binding. Additionally, the bill mandates tracking of foreigners, requiring institutions such as educational establishments, hospitals, and nursing homes to report foreign nationals to immigration authorities. Furthermore, stricter panel provisions are introduced, including penalties like 5 years of imprisonment or a 5 lakh rupees fine for entering India without valid documents. To better understand this, let's dive into the existing governance framework related to immigration and foreigners. Currently, foreigners, including those of Indian origin, visiting India on long-term visas exceeding 180 days must register with the Foreigners Regional Registration Officer. Visa regulations are managed by the Bureau of Immigration or BOI, established in 1971 under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which also grants electronic visas to various countries. Moreover, the Immigration Carriers Liability Act of 2000 holds carriers responsible for passengers violating the Passport Act. In addition, the Citizenship Act of 1955 governs the acquisition and registration of foreigners as Overseas Citizen of India or OCI. The Immigration and Foreigners Bill 2025 marks a significant step toward modernizing and streamlining immigration processes, while ensuring national security remains a top priority. The World Intellectual Property Organization or WIPO has highlighted a surge in intellectual property or IP filings in India. India's patent applications have more than doubled in a decade. Trademarks have increased 2.5-fold and design filings have grown over 3-fold. Now, let's take a moment to understand the different types of intellectual property rights. A patent is an exclusive right granted for an invention for a limited period of time, generally 20 years. Meanwhile, a trademark is a sign capable of distinguishing goods or services of one enterprise from those of another. Moving on, industrial design refers to the aesthetic or ornamental aspect of a product. Additionally, geographical indication is a sign used on products that possess qualities or reputation due to a specific geographical origin. Finally, copyright. It refers to the rights that creators have in their literary, artistic, and scientific works. Now, shifting our focus to the global treaties and protocols governing IP rights filing. We start with the Patent Cooperation Treaty or PCT of 1970. This is an international treaty under the aegis of WIPO with 158 contracting states including India. It allows inventors to seek patent protection for an invention simultaneously in each of the member countries by filing a single international patent application. Next, we have the Madrid Protocol for Trademark Registration, established in 1989. It sets up the Madrid system administered by WIPO for registering and managing trademarks worldwide. It has 115 members covering 131 countries, including India. Lastly, we have the Hague Agreement concerning the international registration of industrial designs, which dates back to 1925. This agreement establishes the Hague system, allowing industrial designs to be protected in multiple countries or regions. However, India is not a member. In conclusion, the rise in India's intellectual property filings signal a growing recognition of innovation and creativity, shaping a stronger future for the country. Ahead, we delve into a major announcement from the World Health Organization or WHO. WHO has designated the Digital Ethics Center at Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands as the WHO Collaborative Center on Artificial Intelligence or AI for Health Governance. This center will play a pivotal role in WHO's efforts to ensure the ethical and responsible use of AI for health. It aims to advance research on key priority topics while providing expert guidance for policy making. The WHO has outlined 6 consensus ethical principles for the use of AI in health. These principles include protecting autonomy and promoting human well-being, human safety, and the public interest. Additionally, ensuring transparency, explainability, and intelligibility aims to make AI processes understandable and clear. The framework also emphasizes fostering responsibility and accountability. Moreover, ensuring inclusiveness and equity focuses on making AI accessible and fair for all populations. Finally, promoting AI that is responsive and sustainable supports the development of technology that adapts to evolving healthcare needs while remaining environmentally and socially responsible. Speaking of AI in healthcare, let's explore how this technology is transforming the medical landscape. One of the key applications is predictive modeling, analyzing patients' medical history, genetic information, and more to predict susceptibility to diseases or monitor the progression of existing conditions. Furthermore, AI is accelerating research and development, driving faster drug and vaccine discovery, and streamlining the planning and execution of targeted clinical trials. It's also revolutionizing disease diagnosis and monitoring by enhancing patient screening, improving medical image recognition, and enabling precision medicine. Beyond that, AI supports the care economy by helping manage aging populations through virtual assistant chatbots, pattern recognition, and advancements in preventive healthcare. But with great innovation comes great responsibility, and AI in healthcare faces several challenges. Data security and privacy remain top concerns, as AI systems generate and store vast amounts of sensitive personal and medical information. Additionally, algorithmic bias is a growing issue. There's a risk of increasing disparities as AI models can reinforce existing biases against certain individuals or groups. Another major roadblock is the fragmented regulatory framework with a lack of clear regulations and rising public distrust, raising critical questions about fixing responsibilities. In conclusion, the WHO's new collaborating center is a step forward in ensuring AI supports healthcare ethically and responsibly, balancing innovation with the need for trust and security. India is set to experience a major boost in internet connectivity as telecom giants Airtel and Jio have signed a groundbreaking agreement with SpaceX to introduce Starlink satellite internet services to the country. Starlink, recognized as the world's first and largest satellite constellation operating in low Earth orbit or LEO, aims to provide high-speed, low-latency broadband internet across India. Let's delve into it. Satellite internet technology offers wireless connectivity through communication satellites orbiting the Earth. Unlike traditional terrestrial networks, it is location independent and ensures global coverage. A key feature of Starlink is its inter-satellite communication using lasers, which significantly reduces reliance on ground stations, enhancing the speed and efficiency of data transfer. Currently, approximately 7,086 Starlink satellites are in orbit, each equipped with advanced technology. Each satellite carries 3 space lasers, known as optical inter-satellite links, capable of operating at speed of up to 200 Gbps. Together, these satellites form a global internet mesh network. Additionally, each satellite is fitted with 5 Ku-band phased array antennas and 3 dual-band antennas, ensuring high bandwidth connectivity. The Starlink satellite internet system operates through 3 key segments: the space segment, the ground segment, and the user segment. In the space segment, Starlink satellites orbit in low Earth orbit and communicate with one another through inter-satellite links, using advanced space lasers, forming a global internet mesh. These satellites transmit data via 2 frequency bands, 17.8 GHz to 19.3 GHz for downlink, and 27.5 GHz to 30 GHz for uplink. The ground segment consists of Starlink uplink stations connected to the internet, which relay data to the satellites, enabling global coverage. The user segment involves a Starlink dish antenna installed at the user's location, receiving data on 10.7 GHz to 12.7 GHz downlink frequencies and transmitting back on 14 GHz to 14.4 GHz uplink frequencies. This connects to a router with power over Ethernet, providing Wi-Fi access to devices like laptops, desktop, and mobile phones, ensuring high-speed internet access even in remote areas. The significance of satellite internet cannot be overstated. It holds immense potential for improving internet access in remote and unconnected regions where traditional networks fail to reach. It also plays a critical role in disaster recovery scenarios. Notably, Starlink provided essential connectivity to Tonga following a devastating volcanic eruption and tsunami. Moreover, satellite internet has strategic military applications, enabling seamless communication between military bases, aircraft, naval vessels, drones, and other defense systems. However, the deployment of satellite constellations is not without challenges. One major concern is the interference with the astronomical observations due to the bright light emitted by satellites in the night sky. Additionally, the practice of steering defunct satellites into Earth's atmosphere for disposal raises concerns about potential alterations to atmospheric chemistry. Technical limitations such as disruptions caused by extreme weather conditions and geomagnetic storms also pose operational challenges. The collaboration between Airtel, Jio, and SpaceX's Starlink marks a pivotal moment for India's digital landscape, promising expanded connectivity, greater resilience during emergencies, and technological advancement, all while addressing the challenges that come with this revolutionary approach to global internet access. In today's Place in News, we turn our attention to Armenia with its capital Yerevan. India has signed a memorandum of understanding with Armenia to collaborate on medical product regulation, enhancing ties in the healthcare sector. Now, let's look at some key facts about the country. Armenia is a landlocked country located in the Transcaucasia region, a populated region to the south of Caucasus Mountains. It shares borders with Azerbaijan, Turkey, the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, an exclave of Azerbaijan, Georgia, and Iran. The long-standing conflict since 1988 over Nagorno-Karabakh, an ethnic Armenian enclave in Azerbaijan, has recently seen resolution. Geographically, Armenia is marked by Mount Aragats, the country's highest peak, and the Aras River, which forms part of its natural boundary. As we conclude today's main news, let's have a look at some quick updates. India has supported Mauritius in its stance on sovereignty over the Chagos archipelago, which has been under British control since 1840, when it was ceded to Britain along with Mauritius. In 1965, it was constituted as the British Indian Ocean Territory and remained under British control even after Mauritius gained independence in 1968. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs has approved the Kedarnath and Hemkund Sahib ropeway projects in Uttarakhand under the National Ropeways Development Program, Parvatmala Pariyojana. This program was launched in the Union Budget 2022-23 and aims to develop over 250 ropeway projects within 5 years under the PPP mode. India's venture capital or VC funding surged by 43% to $13.7 billion in 2024. VC is a form of private equity and a type of financing provided to startup companies and small businesses with long-term growth potential. Venture capitalists provide backing through financing, technological expertise, and managerial experience. The Lok Sabha has passed the Bills of Lading Bill 2025, which will replace the colonial-era Indian Bills of Lading Act 1856. The bill empowers the central government to issue implementation directives and includes a standard repeal and saving clause to eliminate colonial elements. The Ministry of Home Affairs declared the Jammu and Kashmir-based organization as an unlawful association under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act 1967, thereby imposing a 5-year ban on the organization. This act was originally introduced as the Unlawful Activities Prevention Ordinance 1966. China has reportedly deployed a new large phased array radar or LPAR in Yunnan province near the Myanmar border, significantly enhancing its surveillance capabilities over India. LPARs can track multiple targets, including ballistic missiles, with high precision. They play a critical role in early warning systems and air defense networks. Recently, a UK-based biotech company has developed gene-edited bananas that are less likely to turn brown when bumped during harvesting and transportation. Bananas boast a colorful life cycle. They start as a deep green, transition to a bright yellow, and eventually end up as an unappetizing brown. As of now, the 75 by 25 initiative has achieved 89.7% of its target, providing treatment for hypertension to 42.01 million individuals and for diabetes to 25.27 million individuals. This initiative aims to provide standardized care to 75 million individuals living with hypertension and diabetes by December 2025 through primary health centers. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Learning. Thank you for joining us. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. for the solutions to the quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.